Hello students, in this semester we are going to study the 8085 microprocessor. This is 8-bit microprocessor from Intel family. If you study this basic microprocessor, you will understand any microprocessor in the world. Microprocessor definition. Microprocessor is a multipurpose programmable logic device that reads the binary instructions from memory. It also accepts the binary data. It processes this data according to the instruction and gives the output result. So we can say that it is a processing machine that processes the input data according to the program and gives the output. Microprocessor is a semiconductor device consisting of several circuits such as adder, subtractor, and logic circuits. These circuits are used according to the instructions and process the data. The data byte processes at a time is called as processing capability of the processor. If a microprocessor can process 8-bit data at a time, it is called as 8-bit microprocessor. If it processes 16-bit of data at a time, it is called as 16-bit microprocessor. So on and so forth. In a market, we have a 4-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit and 32-bit microprocessors. When we think about a computer, we imagine a desktop computer or a laptop. But there are many different kind of computers around us, such as fax machine, phone with number storing facility, a CD player, toys, digital synthesizer, digital drum, sewing machine, CCTV camera, gaming console, NXP robots, DTH system, handy camcorders, and a washing machine. All these are examples of an computing system. A general computing system like a computer runs the application programs like we can install a game and we can play the game. We can listen to the music, we can watch the videos, and even we can surf on the internet. So, a general computer works according to your application program. Any computer has 4 major blocks as shown in the figure. These are input devices, output devices, memory, and central processing unit. The input devices are like keyboard, mouse, scanner, etc. The output devices are monitor, screen, printer, etc. A central processing unit is consisting of a microprocessor and supporting ICs which helps the microprocessor while computing. The application programs are stored in a permanent memory. The arrow shows the data flow directions. In a microprocessor, a central processing unit consists of ALU, register, and a control unit. The ALU consists of many logical and arithmetic circuits that processes the data accordingly. All the arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, and logical operations like ANDing, ORing, etc. are performed in ALU. A control unit controls the flow of the data between the blocks. An instruction decoder finds the meaning of the instruction, read it from the memory. During an arithmetic and logical operations, the data is temporarily stored in the memories called as registers. The data flows from one block to another block using internal data bus. The next important block in the computer is as shown in the diagram, and that is memory. There are two types of memories called as RAM and ROM. RAM stands for random access memory. This memory has a read and write capability. During the execution of the program, the data is read and write on these memories. This memory is a volatile memory, means that if the power goes off, the content within the memory are lost. A second type of memory is a ROM memory. This memory can be read only, means that we cannot write any data on these memories during the execution of the program. This is a permanent memory, means that if the power goes off, the data remains unaltered. This memory is used to store the application program. The next two important blocks of the computer are input devices and output devices. Using the input devices, we can feed the data to the computer like keyboard and mouse, etc. This data is in the binary form. When we press any button on the computer keyboard, the binary equivalent of the data is transferred to the CPU. The output devices are used to show the result after the processing of the data. The output device could be a CRT monitor, a 7-segment display, printers, etc. Here in this slide, I have put together the input and output devices like keyboard, optical pen, scanner, joystick, and a barcode reader are strictly input devices, whereas the headphone, printer, monitor, plotters, speakers are strictly output devices. Now there are few devices which acts like input and output devices like CD. We can write a data or we can read a data from a CD. Then we can have a digital camera. Using a digital camera, we can read images or write images. Similarly, the next example is a fax machine from which we can send a document or we can receive a document. Similarly, there are other devices.